Holy sh**. They can make a good episode of Batwoman. Who knew? Hey everybody, it's PB here, and I'm back with another review. This time for Batwoman, Season 1, Episode 9, Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part 2. Because Part 1 was on Supergirl. And apparently, Batwoman can make a great Episode 2. All it takes is using damn near every hero that they have in the Arrowverse, and then some, but they did it. And they did it pretty well. At least that's what I believe. But before we get into the review, if you're enjoying the content, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And, ding that little bell. That way you should be notified anytime that I upload a new video. That way, hopefully, you'll never miss one. Because I know you enjoy them. You, right there. You. I'm talking to you. So, let's get into the review right now. It starts off with the whole team having retreated back to Earth 1. That's where they ended up last episode on Supergirl. And we find out that Lila, oh shit, I fucked it up already. The Harbinger has not told her husband that Oliver's dead yet. She don't want to, hurt his feelings. He was in the military, he's seen people die. You can probably tell him, and he'll be a little upset, but he'll be able to handle it. So, the women are doing shots in Oliver's memory, because that's what Sarah does, she drinks. But Kara's not going to drink any of it, and Kate's not going to drink any of it, because they think that it's given up, and I don't know, they got a weird perspective on life. Sarah's like, no man, we're doing it in his honor. She does her one shot, the other two don't do their shot. That's when Lila shows up, tells them what's going on, and Sarah tells Lila that she promised her crew they wouldn't have to do crossovers anymore. And I laughed. I was like, that is a hilarious line, considering in last year's crossover they weren't included, so it's absolutely true. But since they don't have to do crossovers, the Harbinger gets Mick from Earth 74. Apparently that's an Earth where all of the legends had retired, except for one. Mick was still on the ship, trying to work on his writing, which was getting better, allegedly. There's no way to know for sure. So he gets back to the Wave Rider on Earth 1, and the Harbinger not the Harbinger, geez, now I'm getting confused. The Monitor starts talking about all of the Paragons that are out there. And little Jonathan Kent won't stop crying. Clark can't get him to stop crying. Lois can't get him to stop crying. Kara can't get him to stop crying. I didn't know who was going to get him to stop crying. The Monitor had to stop talking because the baby was interrupting. He was getting a little frustrated, which I thought was hilarious. This itty-bitty baby is the one pissing off the Monitor. But lo and behold, Mick Rory is the one who gets the baby to be quiet. Which don't surprise me. Mick is great with children when he wants to be. He's great at anything when he wants to be. Because he's a smart guy, all he has to do is set his mind to it. I see where you're coming from, Mick, and I like it. Well, we come to find out that Kara is the Paragon of Hope, and Sarah is the Paragon of Destiny. Why they have to be of something, I don't know, but that's what we're told. So then they have to go and find the other Paragons. One is a man who has endured more heartache or strife or something along those lines than anyone out there ever. And then the other one is the Bat of the Future, which is Bruce Wayne on Earth 99. And when the Monitor said that, Ray Palmer peeks his ears up and is like, wait a second, what? Bruce Wayne is Batman? And Kate goes, yeah, if you could just keep that quiet, that'd be great. And he's like, well, yeah, I can keep a secret identity quiet. That's not a problem. We're superheroes. We understand how it works in the guild. Come on, lady. Get with the program. I'm not a freaking snitch here. I'm just a white boy. Jeez. So they gotta go to Earth 99 to get a Batman because they'll never find Batman on Earth 1. It's not gonna happen. After that conversation gets done, Supergirl gets to have a big moment. This is like one of the first big character bombshells in the episode. She has it revealed to her that Lex is still alive, or was brought back from death. I'm not sure exactly. That's what they say, is he was brought back from death, but there's no way for us to know for sure what happens in that little time, because apparently the Monitor used to have more power before all of these universes were getting destroyed, so he had the power to bring people back from the dead then, but now he doesn't, so he can't bring Oliver back when he could bring Lex back before. Way to go, Monitor. Way to pay attention to shit. You fucking putz. So since Kara's all pissed off, she wants to get the hell out of there, Kate invites her along to go and look for Bruce on Earth 99, and she gladly accepts the invitation. And right after they leave, Lila's having a headache, and she pops out of bed real quick and runs into, I believe it is the library on the Wave Rider, and Lex has the Book of Destiny. And then he stole it. Like he just snatched it right off there and boom, he was gone. They brought him onto the ship to help, and he's instantly stealing stuff because he's Lex Luthor. He is a villain above all villains. He will never stop being a villain, even though he believes he is the hero. He cannot help himself. But apparently it was a trick. The Monitor planned for him to steal the book. I don't know why the Monitor planned it that way, but that's what he planned, I guess. I don't know. The Monitor's too smart for me. That's for sure. Oh my gosh. But moving on, Barry and Mia find out that there's such a thing as a Lazarus pit for life restoration. You know that pit in Arrow that brought Sarah back from the dead? And Speedy, also known as Thea, aka Green Arrow's sister, back from the dead? But it gives you a bit of bloodlust because you lose your soul. So a bunch of people tell him, you can't be doing that, you can't be doing that. These people come back and they just want to murder people. But we come to find out that John Constantine believes that he can bring his soul back. So it's not going to be a problem. It won't be a problem at all. And then right before we go to commercial, Kate and Kara find Bruce in an exoskeleton suit because apparently he purchased it in the store from Modern Warfare. He needed that exoskeleton suit from years and years of whooping ass, which is fair. Like if you had been whooping ass for 20, 30 years of supervillains doing crazy ass shit, I would probably want that exosuit too. I thought it looked pretty cool. It didn't look ridiculous. It looked like it was real effects. They didn't put this exosuit on him with CGI. To me, it looked like it was real. If it was CGI, it was some excellent CGI. Pretty sure it wasn't, though. And then we jump to Earth 75, Random Earth. And Lois and Clark hear and see, because I don't know what city they're in. I assume it's Metropolis. I don't know for sure. It's a big city. That Lex is going around and killing Superman. That was his plan, was to take the Book of Destiny and just go around from universe to universe killing Superman, which doesn't make any damn sense because the wave of antimatter is going around wiping out universes. You can just wait, Lex. Just wait them out. Or you need the satisfaction of doing it yourself. it doesn't count as a kill unless you do it yourself. Oh, I see how it is. You gotta see the terror in all of these Clark's faces, or else you're not gonna get the satisfaction of killing a Superman. Okay, well, I guess I can get on board with a villain's ridiculous plan. I'm gonna have to. And then we get to what is possibly the best part of the episode. I mean, somebody save me from the nostalgia that comes with Earth 167 Smallville. That is the Smallville from the previous CW show with Tom Welling. Thank you for finally having him on the show. Surprise, surprise, they saved his spot for Batwoman, because you got to put in as much stuff into Batwoman because her ratings, not too good. This was wonderful. He's sitting there, he's chopping wood, just chopping wood with a maul or an axe. I mean, it should be a wood splitter. I can't tell. It looks like it might be an axe, but it's Superman. Like, he could be chopping wood with his hands if he wanted to. Just choppity chop. And our Lois and Clark from Earth 38, along with, I believe, Iris, come around the corner of his barn, and our Clark says, I could do that with one hand. And he literally means one hand. Like, no axe. Like, he could do it with his hand. He's wondering why the hell Clark is doing this with an axe. And they walk up to him, and they're like, hey, are you Clark Kent? He's like, yeah. Oh, well, Lex Luthor is looking for you. He's like, oh, the president? Looking for me? Why? I don't understand. Well, apparently he's the president now, which is a little confusing. Maybe it's not the exact same one from our Smallville. Maybe our Smallville is Earth 167 and this is a slightly different Earth, because in Smallville, Lex got blown the hell up in the back of a semi-tractor trailer when he was hooked up to life support. So he dead. There's no way that he could be president in the Smallville that we watched back in the early 2000s, mid-2000s to late 2000s or anything. So, slight difference. He seems to not be worried about this at all. He's like, oh, alternate universe Lex, okay, whatever. And then Lex shows up right behind him. There he is, holding the Book of Destiny and everything. And this Clark gives him a look, and then our Clark, Lois and Iris, poof, get disappeared. I didn't know if they got killed or what the hell happened to them, because they get portaled out. Apparently that was Lex sending them back to Earth 1 instead of just killing them, which is a little strange considering one of them was a Superman, and he was going around killing Superman. So then he's talking with Superman a little bit, and he gets out his one little piece of kryptonite, and he lifts it up, and Clark looks at it all weird, and he reaches his hand out, and he grabs the piece of kryptonite, and he throws it up in the air, and he grabs it again, and then he just chucks it in the field, and Lex is all freaked out. He's like, what the hell's going on here? I don't understand. What happened? And Clark tells him, well, I gave up my powers. And Lex freaks out. He loses it. He's like, how can you be giving up your powers? You used to be a god. You could fly. Why would you give that up? And right after he says that, you can hear his family in the background. So he gave it up so that he could have a family, which makes sense because the only way that our Clark on Supergirl was able to have a family was when they went to Argo City, which is behind the black kryptonite shield, so they're not getting the yellow sun radiation, so he doesn't have powers there, so he can reproduce with a normal human being Lois, and the baby inside doesn't kick her uterus out while she's pregnant, because that would be a problem if you're a human with a Kryptonian, or half Kryptonian inside you. I would think that when he kicks, he gonna be kicking hard as a motherfucker. Like, we're talking soccer star right here, or kicking, 70, 80-yard field goals in the NFL. That was definitely, I thought, best nostalgic part of the entire episode. It was excellent. And then we cut back to Kate talking with alternate Bruce, 99 Bruce. He looks like he's fucking 99 wearing this fucking exoskeleton. I mean, I haven't seen Kevin Conroy in a while, but I think they made him look a little scraggy. I would really hope so. It looks like they picked him up off the street. And Kate says to fucking Batman, I'm giving you a chance to be the hero again. It's fucking Batman. He can be the hero whenever the fuck he wants. He's fucking Batman. That's how this works. If you're fucking Batman, you can be the hero whenever the fuck you want because you're Batman. I don't want to get hung up on this. Oh man, it agitated me because it's fucking Batwoman saying things that she shouldn't be saying to Batman. Like, shit, you're already wrecking his stuff on Earth 1. Like, oh, we gotta change the suit to make it perfect. Oh, we gotta break the staff in half so that it'll be perfect. It's always more perfect when it works for me. If it works for me, it's perfect. But if it worked for Batman, then it's only 75% perfect. Whatever, fucking Kate. Keep your fucking trap shut, you dumb bitch. Oh my god. And then we do another shortcut and we get back to the Wave Rider. And Ray is working on a machine to detect paragons. And at the same time, Mick is reading to baby Jonathan. Oh my god. Like, Mick is the winner of this episode. Every scene that he's in, everything that he does is a 10 out of 10. He's the best character on Legends. He was probably the best character in this episode. He was hilarious. He had a point. Every scene that he was in, all of his lines were top-notch. I loved all of it. So we go back to our Lois and Clark and Iris that are trying to find their paragon of truth. Because he wasn't on Earth 75, Lex killed that son of a bitch. He gone. So they go to Earth 96. And that is where they find Clark Kent that looks exactly like Ray Palmer. Like, dead ringer. I didn't realize that there could be Kryptonians that look identical to humans from Earth, but apparently they're out there. And Lex shows up, and apparently he decided he ain't killing Superman anymore. He don't want to do that. He got past his obsession with killing Superman. What he's decided to do now is have Superman kill Superman. So apparently he has the power to incept the same way that Malefic does. And all he does is think it in his head. And he gets Brandon Routh, Kingdom Come Superman, to attack our Superman. And they just start duking it out all over Metropolis. And they're duking it out frickin' Batman v Superman style. Or, I guess, Man of Steel style. That led into Batman v Superman. Like, this shit breaking all over town, falling on... It's gotta be falling on people. They smash a whole bunch of glass when they punch each other. All kinds of buildings are getting smashed all over the place. People had to get hurt, injured, possibly killed. And this is Superman fighting Superman, so I'll get on board with it. It goes on for a couple minutes, and they finally work the fight back to Lois and Iris because that's what Lex wanted them to do. He wanted to work the fight back there. So he's flying in. And our Superman cuts him off just in time. And they get back into the building. And Lois knocks out Lex with a bottle and picks up the book. And she gets Kingdom Come Superman to stop attacking getting Super Ray. That's what we'll call him. Super Ray to remember the truth of love. Or the truth of his love for Lois. Even though she's dead, everybody from that Daily Planet is dead because they got gassed a long time ago. But Superman ain't dead because he can live through the gas. He's fantastic like that. It was wonderful. Well, we finally get back to the storyline where They weren't going to put him in the Lazarus pit, but they talked everybody into putting him in the Lazarus pit because John Constantine said that he could bring his soul back. Well, the only Lazarus pit that's out there that they could find is on Earth 18. Apparently, it's in the middle of North Dakota in a fucking mine. The only way to get to this mine is to get past Jonah Hex. I was not expecting to see Jonah Hex. Like, I didn't look at a cast list or anything who was going to be in there. I knew some of the bigger names. Like, I was not expecting him at all, and to see him pop up was kind of cool. To get past him as quick as they did, I guess was okay, because he didn't have the scar on his face yet, which means he wasn't as seasoned, which means he doesn't have as much experience, which means he's easier to defeat in battle, or to beat in a fight, or whatever you'd want to say, you know, whatever. So they secure the mine from him, and they toss Oliver into the frickin' pit. Well, that was it. Then they cut away. We go back to frickin' Kate and Bruce talking, and we find out that Bruce is just, he's killed a whole bunch of people, like all over the place. And Kate's like, well, what the hell, man? I thought you had a code. I was told that my Bruce has a code. And he turns to her and goes, yeah, you start with a code, and then you kill one of them, and it becomes easier. Okay then, well, I mean, Batman would know. Of all people, Batman would know. He'd been fighting people for so long he needs an exoskeleton just to walk around. Well, apparently, on Earth 99, they did get Batman vs. Superman, and Batman fucking won. He put that son of a bitch 6 feet under, permanently, and took a trophy. That Kara found. So when she goes downstairs, she's fucking pissed. She's like, well, no wonder this fucking planet's shit. You killed fucking Superman, you son of a bitch. And Kate looks and she's like, what the hell? Why would you kill Superman? That's a terrible thing to do, Bruce. What the hell? He's like, well, he was from a foreign frickin' world and he had all kinds of crazy powers. Can you blame me? You never know what people like that are gonna do. And then he rears back and he punches Supergirl square in the face. And then he reveals a little piece of kryptonite that he has with him at all times, because you never know when a Kryptonian's going to show up, apparently. Well, Kate did not like her best friend, I guess. She ain't got no friends. I assume this is her best friend. She didn't like that one bit. So she turns around, she starts fighting fucking Batman. She's like, nah, you're a villain. You kill Superman. You punch Supergirl. You're keeping kryptonite on the side. What the fuck, man? And she gives him one square punch in the face, and he falls backwards and gets electrocuted to death because apparently he wasn't smart enough to cover up his power converter or coil or whatever the hell was behind him, the transformer. I don't know exactly what it was. I couldn't tell. All I know is he got electrocuted to death, which means Batwoman killed somebody. Straight up, yo, which is her one, which means she's on the slippery slope to murder. So maybe, just maybe, next time she sees Alice, she can kill that bitch. She had no problem killing her cousin. I would hope that she would have no problem killing a homicidal maniac like fucking Alice. Get your shit together, Batwoman. Get it together. I would say I believe in you, but that would probably be a lie. I believe in other people on this particular episode of Batwoman. It's been pretty fucking good so far. Pretty fucking good. So they get out of there. They're like, well, this guy can't be the frickin' paragon of hope that we're looking for. He ain't got no hope. He's fucking hopeless. And we killed him, so we'll just go back to Earth 1. They get back to Earth 1, and Kara looks at Super Ray and is like, hey, who's this jacked guy over here? Like, dude, that's your fucking kinda cousin. You sick bitch. What are you doing? You can't be looking at Clark Kent and thinking that he's, or Kal-El, in this sense, because we're talking about Kara Zor-El. Like, you can't be doing that. You can't look at him and think that he's attractive. That's incestual. You wacky bitch. What the hell? Ridiculous. Well, apparently, come to find out, Batwoman and Supergirl only had to go to Earth 99 to find out that Batwoman is the paragon of courage. Oh, it wasn't of hope, it was of courage. My mistake. It wasn't that. So apparently, Marnovu, you need to work on your communication skills. Why the fuck do they have to go to a different Earth to kill a Batman to find out that Batwoman is the paragon of courage? Like, Ray's detector worked, and they thought it wasn't working because, well, it says that the paragon is here. And they're like, well, there must be a glitch. And the monitor's like, no, it's not a glitch. I'm looking right at her. She's right there. It's the Bat of the future. Kate Kane, the Batwoman. Oh, fuck. Well, I mean, hopefully, if they could keep up how good the show is with how good this episode was, that would be excellent. But come to find out, she's the paragon of courage, but she's so courageous, she took that piece of kryptonite, son. Oh, man. Like, she don't trust any of these frickin' Kryptonians either. She don't know when they're gonna go crazy. She's like, oh, man, Kara could turn on me at any time. Her cousin could turn on me at any time. You never know when a Kryptonian's gonna show up in a spaceship. You know they always have one, or when one's gonna escape the Phantom Zone or lose their mind. I don't think she knows about red kryptonite. Like, if she knows about red kryptonite, she'd be stocking up on fucking kryptonite then, or green kryptonite. Yeah, I would think so. But, oh man, I couldn't believe that she took that kryptonite. That was a good move. I will give her points for having one good move. That is for sure. And then we come to the culmination of the episode. And Lila is in her quarters, she's taking a nap or something. I don't know exactly where she is in the ship. And she can't take it. She's having a terrible headache. And she gets up, and all of a sudden, she gets transported through one of these frickin' portals that the Harbinger can make and the Monitor can make to whatever building the Anti-Monitor is in. Like, the Anti-Monitor decided he needed the Harbinger for a while, so he just plucked a bitch. He's like, I need a sandwich, motherfuckers, and I ain't got no Harbinger in the kitchen. Let's get to the kitchen, bitch. Chop, chop. Which, if I were her, I would get in the kitchen too, because this Anti-Monitor, he is one ugly fuck. Oh my god, he's ugly. I mean, if you thought that Deadpool was ugly, Deadpool ain't got nothing on the Anti-Monitor. Like, the Anti-Monitor is ugly, and he wears a ridiculous costume. So that's 0 for 2. Shit. And that's how it ended, with the Anti-Monitor telling the Harbinger that they got lots of work to do. So I don't know why she's got work for him now. I don't read the comics. I'm just here for the TV show. So yeah, that was the entire episode of Batwoman and her part in Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part 2. So, I'll be watching Flash tomorrow, or maybe the next day. Hopefully it's tomorrow. Gosh, I don't know when I'm going to post this video. And, go back and watch my other review for Supergirl if you haven't seen that already. It was also an excellent episode. And let me know what you thought about this episode about Batwoman, or about my thoughts about it. Either one. Just give me a comment below. Anything. I don't really care. Put something down there. Let's start a conversation or something. Anything. Let me know what you're thinking. But until next time, everybody, I bid you adieu. If you are enjoying the content, please hit subscribe and ding the bell for notifications. That way you will never miss an upload by Pop Culture PB.